What is up, everybody? It's been a great night so far, hopefully for everyone. It's about to get even better here for you guys. I am Lord Ethan, joined in the booth by Portal, and we're going to be watching some Overwatch action here on Hyperion Co. It's going to be a fun game tonight. Grav-9 versus Danger Close, and as I alluded to on the Hyperion checkpoint. You should watch that if you were available. I have high expectations for both these teams. Portal, what are your thoughts?
Well, high expectations indeed. If I had to think of anything, mostly I've seen is Danger Close has been really able to pull it off a little bit more than the Grav-9 so far. So it'll be interesting to hope that Grav-9 is able to step up their game just a little bit. Of course, nothing too much. All of these teams are amazing players and can kick my butt any day of the week. So I'll be careful with the words I say to those teams. But then again, I will say Danger Close have really showed how dominant they've been this entire league this season.
Yeah, both these teams are. I mean, all the teams in the Hyperion Cup are pretty strong. Here, starting for Grav-9. Look at this. You've got two
Oof.
designated tank players, one DPS, one support, like designated. But then just so much flexibility. You know, you want Dragon Slayer on the Wrecking Ball, go for it. You want to put in Squanchy, substitute them in, you can do that. Kotori and Astro as flex support players, Sunta as well, and Valenzo and Dane. I'm hoping that they bring the A game on the DPS role just because it's a very difficult role to manage as much value as you want to attain on it, depending on how the tanks and supports are playing. You need so much resources, so much space. So very excited to see the synergy and the value manifest here for Grav-9 tonight, especially against an opponent such as Danger Close.
Right, and of course, Danger Close, as we're looking in onto their card, not a lot of flexibility, but they do have a lot of integrity when it comes to the game. They know exactly what they do, what they can do, and what they can't do, and really showed how flexible these players can be, even though they're not a flex players. Sometimes too many flex players spoils the broth. You kind of just have to go with what you want. We've definitely seen it with Xavier and Hamilton with that tank combo. They've been doing very good in this kind of games, and especially we've seen Apollo flanking around with Tracer mainly most of the time, but great players all around. They've been pretty great as we've seen going around. Had a little bit of a I wouldn't say disappointing, but just unexpected fallout in the last top here in Invitational when we get in 3 and 4. So nothing too bad there, but they're actually showing up a little bit more now. They're able to get those kills, get those wins that they've needed. And looking at Grav 9, it's going to be still a very close match.
Yeah, you've got the number two seed against I think it's number six if I'm counting
Yes.
correctly. So you look at this match on paper and you're like, this should be Danger Close's game. They 3-1 Tempest Typhoon last week, but ultimately that match ended up playing out maybe a little bit closer than Danger Close would have preferred. They definitely want to get ahead in terms of that map differential and remain competitive in the standings with a team such as Frost Surge, who I think is currently undefeated in the Hyperion Invitational. Very cool. Um, so for Grav-9, it's a tall order ahead of them to again not only to be competitive with, but also perhaps to beat out Danger Close this evening. We'll have to see. The stage is set for them, and Portal, exactly where will we be seeing this series unfold?
Oh, we're going to my favorite place in the world. We're going to Basan, baby. That's the first map we're going to be seeing here. One of my favorite control maps and just favorite map in the game in general, especially as a tank player. Fight me. So it's not,
Interesting.
but I will say Busan is very diverse when you come to loadouts you have to do. You've got a lot of high grounds in one area, a lot of close brawl areas, and in the very we're going to be seeing a lot of Mei, a lot of Widow, depending on the map. So it'll be interesting what we see from these teams. We know that Grav 9, contrary to popular belief, do love using Grav, so I wouldn't be surprised to see those Zarya plays come out. But on both sides, I mean, it's gonna be. I don't know who to really call for here. We've seen how both these teams can play with these kinds of compositions, so I think it's just gonna matter of fact on which map comes first, maybe.
And I think Xenon's law, which is currently, I'm sorry, it's Xenon's theory right now, is that whoever picks up that first control point map will go on to win the series. So hey, if Grav-9 can get the ball rolling here on Busan and then take it from there, then maybe they take the series as a whole. But again, Danger Close is not an opponent to scoff at. They bring their A game every series, and they really make their opposition fight if they want to win. For Grav 9, that's the storyline that we'll be watching unfold tonight.
Right. I mean, Danger Close, had a little bit of a rough start trying to get some maps here and there. Only lost one, which is perfectly fine. But they're showing up. They're actually going to get their, stuff together and now starting to pull out. So as we're going in and looking at what these kinds of competitions are going at, waiting for everyone to get ready over onto the match side, I mean, we've got to ask how much brawl we're going to see tonight. We know Danger Close likes to pull brawl here and there, nothing too crazy. We do see a couple of six mans, but I mean, name of the game is brawl right now. I mean, we were talking earlier about other games, but we can't say that for copyright reasons. But you know, brawl comp works when you know how to play it, and Danger Close knows how to play it.
Those brawl variants as well. It's
True,
not just
true.
the Reinhardt Rush style comp. It's the Reinhardt Zarya, Reinhardt Diva brawl. It's the Rush style. It's the double bubble. It's the six man. All of these compositions. Kind of thrive in that mid fight and on that hefty engagement style gameplay. And you're absolutely right. That's something that Danger Close is more than capable of. And it's not just a comfort level on that particular style, but on the myriad ways that you can utilize or I'm sorry, tap into that kind of potential, regardless of the composition that you end up playing. So the question for Grav-9 is, how do you beat a team that is full of heavy hitters, that as a whole is a pretty tough opponent, but on top of it all is crazy flexible as well.
Well, of course, I think what they need to do is to have a little bit more flankers, and we might be seeing that as we're going to Mecha Base for Busan, a very Mei-heavy map, if I do say myself. You want to have those Mei walls in order to block off those really big choke points and get those Ryan kills early before the fight even happens, to be honest. So in order for these teams to win here, it's all about taking that high ground control, having those DPS get those kills early on so the tank line can just wipe through the rest of it.
I'll have to see how that unfolds. We'll be jumping into the action here, I think, actually, right now. But
Yep.
I've lost my feed, Portal. So,
Oh.
regale for me what exactly you're beginning to see unfold in terms of the compositions that maybe these teams want to roll out with.
Well, photos radio listeners there, it seems that we're having a little bit of a duplication composition here. I'm looking over on Grav-9. It does seem like they're going for that full brawl, kind of composition, pausing to make sure even's good. But it is interesting to see from Danger Close that they are going for more of a Doomfist composition instead of the Mei. Toast on Mei is great for Grav-9, but it does look like everything's all right. Do you see it now? Just making sure.
Yeah, actually,
Okay,
I can
good.
see the team fight already beginning to unfold. The ice wall coming up and separating Xavier from the rest of the squad. Little unfortunate here for Danger Close. They're going to have to back up, space being created and maintained here, but is going to be disrupted a little bit. Saucer on the Doomfist looking to dispute Straight God's presence here on the main tank roll, and as the ice wall comes up in the choke, the point is also going to unlock, prompting the rest of Grav-9 to perhaps take some agency over that objective. Mornotrod, perhaps a little overzealous, is going to find themselves on the wrong end of Mei's endothermic blaster, find themselves demeched as well. Saucer similarly goes down an early implication. Matrix committed as well. Squanchy loses the mech, but hey, this is all for the greater good. You'll see Grav-9 take this point.
I'm impressive to get Window back quickly in this kind of composition, but we're looking at how Grav-9 were able to use that Mei to its full potential. Even though Grav-9 was down a player, because Mei walked off half the team, Danger Close had no one to really help him out, and Grav-9 just took point for free. Great plays from Val on Cassie. Beautiful plays from Grav-9. Hopefully they're able to keep it up as we're going into the second fight here.
I'm really enjoying the aggression that Straight God is capable of manifesting with Toast on the Mei. There's been some really good walls.
Yeah, brilliant walls. We do see he has freeze up, so he's probably going to be using it here, even though they have loads of ultimates to spare.
Oh, there's another wall, though. There, Devious Lick separating Xavier off from the squad, and there's the Deadeye off the back of Xavier's Shatter. You're going to see this fight swing in the favor of Danger Close. That's a quick cleanup there, Portal.
Right, I believe Danger Close are starting to just save any abilities just to get rid of that Mei wall, because they know it's going to happen. They know they're going to have to deal with that Mei wall sooner or later. So now Danger Close playing to their ultimates, playing to their strengths, they're able to get that Shatter off pretty exponentially. Great plays from them. So now Grav-9, they still have ultimates here to spare. They've got plenty of things to work with, but they have beat to worry about if Danger Close plays a little bit too aggressive.
The Matrix and the Fire Strike won't combo here. The wall comes up, but not on top of the window, really just on the other side of it. That's resources expended from both sides. The Blizzard is going to find his commitment around the corner. It buys a little bit of space for Grav-9, but is it going to secure picks as well? Looks like Xavier is going to go down. Squanchy as well is able to find out a couple of members, but both the supports here gone for Grav-9. Are they going to be able to stay on it with a self-destruct here from Squanchy? It might be viable, but the High Noon is going to be employed first, finding Peridot out of the fight, and now you just got to get the D-Mech on the Mornotron, but they are going to commit the self-destruct of their own. They're not afraid of using it, and they're going to be able to hold this objective, albeit for only a little bit longer, perhaps. In the meantime, Saucer is going to go down, trying to find their way amidst the chaos. You will find Mornotron out of mech, but they don't have a self-destruct this time. Squanchy is the one to commit the ult now, and it finds a double. That's going to be the point flipping here for Grav-9.
So close for Danger Close. You saw that they wanted to throw in D.Va Mech, saying that it's still winnable. We can use the self-destruct. We can still be in this, and they were for a little bit, but just too many ultimates for Grav-9 was just unable to handle Danger Close. So now Grav-9 up to 60%. We're getting a little bit closer to that last fight territory, depending on how quick Danger Close plays, but we've seen how fast they want to rush this. Grav-9 just need to stall it just a little bit to get their ultimates.
A little bit of a feed there from Astro. Valenza will go down as well, is stripped of the resources, but you know, if you want to talk about resources, it's going to be draining here for Danger Close, as Toast is armed once again with the Blizzard. Astro ends up going down, no sound barrier, no extra healing here. Saucer not quite finding the timing on that punch, but hey, you've gotten Squanchy out of mech. That's all that you need. There's the Shatter coming down from Xavier, but it's icing on the cake there. The fight was already won.
Yeah, I don't know if that ult was really needed there. You need kind of that Shatter, especially because we saw in that first fight they won that Shatter was the difference in order to turn the point in their favor. So now Grav-9 with a Shatter in hand as well, and we already seen how Toast can Blizzard to the perfection that he needs to. They really need to pull something out here.
Perhaps throwing the Blizzard through the window, but that's not going to be how things unfold here. Valenza with the Deadeye will only be able to drain resources out, and Saucer with a Meteor Strike and a Seismic Slam finds two, and then is going on a third. Can they find it? Finding the final blow. Yeah, with a punch they get Kotori out. Baptiste does a lot of damage, but not that much.
Yeah, it does seem like this is going to go towards Danger Close. They're just going to be stall enough. Nothing really too much Grav-9 to do. But I will give Danger Close this. They were able to use their ultimates to what they needed. Even though Xavier used his Shatter on a fight that was already won, Danger Close knew what they had to do for this fight. Used everything they could and got everything. As you've seen the stall just come out from Grav-9. Just end it already. You know it's just going and going. Just can't. That wick is going to burn soon.
You got to play with your food a little bit, Toast. Hey, you know, you see, playing with your food there, Toast. That makes me a little bit hungry. I've got some cinnamon raisin bagels waiting on me. But you know, that'll have to wait. I want the series to go on. I want the series to go the distance. I want to see Grav-9 come back from this. It was a really good hold there briefly for a couple of fights there from them. When things went wrong for Grav-9, it felt like things went wrong very quickly.
Very quickly, but I wouldn't say it was very wrong playing by them. I would say it's more just outplaying from Danger Close. You know, we've seen how those shatters when those push-ins, even whenever he's frozen out on a wall by himself, he's able to shatter and get 3 of them. So maybe a misplay from Grav-9 here and there. I wouldn't say it too much. Danger Close have just been really stepping it up and proving what they have here. And we do see sort of a mirror composition for both teams here.
It's 6-man on Busan downtown. That is just how you play this game. Who controls the health pack first? It's going to be Apollo, I think, finding the hack onto that Mega, but Xavier isn't going to benefit from it. Oh, no, it was Toast, I think, who had found that out. So it's going to be Grav-9 taking advantage of that space and finding the picks with it.
Yeah, you do one or two things. You either go for that health pack or you go for the high ground with a sniper of some sort. Both teams opted to go for the high ground. Sadly, Danger Close just wasn't able to find it there. But Grav-9, still nothing really too valuable out there. Look at the ultimates. Compared to last round, no one really has anything just yet. So still very clean, very bare bones fight coming up.
Definitely a little bit of an advantage here favoring Grav-9, but they have to hold on to the point, survive the onslaught of the next attack here. Saucer's looking for this early pickoff, but they're contested here by Valenzo. Astro will end up going down. Can't lose your Lucio or your Moira on top of that. With no supports, Grav-9 is just going to be playing the stall game from here. A hack on the Mornotron might slow things down here a little bit for Danger Close. Toast looking for more action, as well as Apollo able to see low HP opponents through walls. Is going to find that final blow onto Valenzo, but is critical. Oh, it happens to Decloaker actually just forced to spawn. there by Toast. That was funny. That was a funny interaction.
That was great, but look at this. They're still trying to, put someone in here. Get back. There's no real value you can really get here. You might get Monkey, but that's not going to really do too much when you don't even have an ultimate online. I get that's probably why he was trying to get that ultimate quicker, but, I mean, it's just not really worth it here when you look at Grav-9 when they have almost everything except Monkey ready. So, Grav-9 really have a strong hold on this second point here. Danger Close. I mean, just need to pull something out here. We haven't seen a single ultimate yet. Nothing's online, so you just have to throw something at the wall.
Hey, you're throwing something at the wall. It's a self-destruct, and there's the EMP connecting to 5, but the timing was just a little bit off for the hack bomb, the EMP bomb. The Coalescence are going to be finding its commitment from Kotori. They're going to be burning down the excess HP of Xavier and the Primal Rage. And Portal, what else is going on? My feet died again. Oh no.
Well, it looks like they actually converted the point back, and it's in Danger Close's favor. We do see Val is able to get one with Reaper's ult. Nothing too much just yet. Val is able to wipe the floor actually with everyone there. Everyone's going down like dominoes. Great play for the Reaper from Grav-9. They're going to recontest the point 80-20 right now.
Yeah, Saucer just kind of had to feed there, and just to reset with the rest of the squad. You'll be coming into this with an EMP Blossom. Unlike the EMP Bomb, that might net a lot of value here.
Well, right, but also the bomb was just a little bit too far out, so it didn't really get too much value, even if that EMP didn't go off. So it's just bad communication from Danger Close. So I wouldn't say bad, but just miscommunication that happens. But Grav-9 are going to be full hold in here if they can do it.
Let's see if they can weather the storm. That's a 6-man EMP. No one on the side of Grav-9 able to use those abilities. Valenzo will pay the price. The point flips in the process as well. At this point, you just want to lose the fight so that you can reset as a team, come into this. That was a cheap fight to win here for Danger Close, though.
Right, but Danger Close only gets about like 3 or 4% extra from that early pick because Grav-9 was already an OT at that point, nothing really too much of value for Grav-9 to really throw in there. We do see a little bit of a duel from Saucer, just trying to get a little bit of value. He's got his ultimate, he's just feeding at this point, he needs to get back so he doesn't give him too much.
Oh no! Blossoms in the corner in front of Stray God and Squanchy. Most of that ends up eaten in the Coalescence. The call to arms to push onto this objective and take back what's ours. A pick on a Xavier is going to weaken the point presence here, and with the DMEC on a Mornitron, there's nothing else that they can offer. 99%, you're going to see the overtime wick begin to burn as the point flips. Primal Rage committed from Stray God in the spawn of Danger Close, but there's no one really to disrupt there. Are there anyone else who can touch while touching? Not for long.
Poor somersault from Saucer, but I will say that was a huge overcommitment from Saucer that kind of just crumbled Danger Close's defense there. But now it's 1-1. We're going to the third round of Busan. A little bit of an interesting choice. I think the game glitched a little bit because we're still just making sure. Is the game okay or did okay, good. I was just making sure for a second because I've seen it before where it just put it back in the map before, so I just want to make sure we're all good. Didn't have to redo it.
Like, I'm confused.
For a second, but good news. It does seem like we're seeing a little bit of a roster change from Grav-9 in order to take this point, even though it was so dominant on the last one.
Yeah, the disruption, it looks like a disruption comp. They're figuring it out. They're back on 6-man. yeah, they with Valenzo on the Ashe though, that's pretty interesting to me. That's a lot of damage if you don't get that dynamite eaten. That's some pretty rapid bob charge as well. But I'm not sure about contesting the bell here. With that Ashe, there's only so much damage that you can lob in there. It's still going to be an engagement here from Grav-9. The bubble, it quickly burns out, as well as Straight God's, odds at surviving there. There are going to be trades, though. Peridot and Saucer both going down. Damage and healing out of the mix here for Danger Close. Looks like they're going to be losing this fight, possibly losing at early capture of the objective. Valenzo and Squanchy helping to round out this fight with a couple of picks of their own, and we will see Grav-9 capture point.
Yeah, good call from Grav-9 to not switch it up. I don't think it would have worked, especially with a Somber Reaper on top of your snipers. It's not going to do too much. So I think Grav-9 were kind of playing like eeny, meeny, was me not. 6-man brawl, 6-man brawl. And just like, okay, we're going to go for this. And so it's good to see him actually go for it. And those look like Toad's going to get an early hack on the D.Va.
Yeah, Mornitron turns around, but not in time to disrupt that hack. It looks like, in the attempt at the hack from Apollo was disrupted there as well, but they are coming up on an EMP here shortly. Toast or Apollo, who can build theirs first? It's going to be Apollo. It's going to be committed in the midst of the coalescence from Kotori. Try saying that 5 times fast. It will. They're going to be looking for more hacks onto the main tank straight god, but as the beat drops, Xavier's going to go down, and Danger Close is looking weaker and weaker. Valento armed with the Death Blossom might find an opportunity to use it, but you don't really need to. The fight is won.
Yep, no ult to really use here. Danger Close put in a lot of resources there, but just weren't able to find anything too well. All they've got left right now is beat, so they're going to have to play the stall composition in order to get that composition back. Maybe try and peek Grav-9 a little bit, tease him a little bit, maybe throw in an EMP just so you can get some kills, you know? Come kill us. We want you to use your ultimates. We're free bait right now. But Grav-9, hopefully they don't fight and take this first map if they're going to take it. Great sweep up Hyperion, though.
Yeah, it's not going to. Ooh, that's a 4-man hack onto Danger Close. Paradroid, a potato on Lucio when hacked is just going to go down in the process. If the primal range is well being committed from Straight God, Death Blossom is able to find the mirror matchup in Valento from Saucer, but you know, you've lost your main tank, your main healer, and Danger Close is looking weaker and weaker as the fight drags on. Saucer hoping to bring it back, but unable to do so, losing the fight to Astro. That's the sound barrier dropping from Paradroid, but it doesn't save Saucer in time.
Well, yeah, but we're starting to get to last fight territory. They used all their resources way too early. They should have fallen back and had a second fight, and now they're just going to be scrambling here.
Well, yeah, there's only 4 members remaining here for Danger Close. Actually, now 3, now 2. Oh god, it's all happening too fast for me. I can't keep up with how many bodies are dropping from Danger Close. Kotori is able to commit the coalescence. That's the beat drops. That's just more HP to burn down for Danger Close. You can't do that with no manpower, no resources. That's Grav-9 taking Busan, our first map in the series, and if Xenon's law is to be proven, that might be their series. This might be their series as well.
Well, just for those who don't know, what is Xenon's Law, real quick? Just so everyone's all full aware of this, you know, anime arc that you're making here.
It's winning that first control point map. You go on to win the series as a whole as well. Oh no, you lose the series.
Oh, okay, so you just
Never
really
mind.
messed up.
I've been tweeting through my teeth. Oh no. Oh no, Grav-9, I've cast a curse.
What have you done? Wait, does it
them?
Wait, does it counter the curse if the caster curse happens? Is that a thing? Oh, we need a scientific study about this.
I mean, we all know that to break the curse or to thwart the curse, you need cursed energy, and that's not something that I've got. I haven't.
I mean, look at this. Does this look like a guy who has cursed energy? Like, look at.
Oh, there's plenty of cursed energy from me. We've only begun to see the tip of the iceberg in that regard. All you need to do is look at my Overwatch account, and there's plenty of cursed energy for you. I think I'm 5, no, I might be 4 levels away now from max border.
Well,
sorry, from max level. From max level.
$1 million question, though. Bastion Golden Guns, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
and as well, Torbjorn's Golden Hammer, because every Overwatch veteran has the Golden Hammer. If you don't
I thought it was bad with Diva Golden Guns.
No, I'm sorry. If you don't have the Torbjorn Golden Hammer, then you aren't an Overwatch veteran. And if you don't have the Bastion Golden Gun, but do have the Lego skin, then you're just wrong. That's all I gotta say. Sorry, Portal. You are 100% mistaken. Let's take a look at our map pool. We'll be heading into Gibraltar next. That's not a map that you'll typically see the Bastion or the Torbjorn, but it'll be a welcome surprise if we do get either one.
I mean, I would actually have to disagree. Torb is somewhat okay on this map if you know what you're doing here. You've got, especially on that first point, you've got that little, you know, valley. Yeah. For the map in a whole, no, it does not work second third. Yeah. But on the first one, I believe it does have a good amount of value if you can get Molten Core up quick enough. You know, especially because you have that valley area that the attackers have to go through. It's great on defense there. Plus, Vara is very, very key on this map in order to win. So Torb is a good counter sometimes, especially with this high open, high range area you have to play with on Gibraltar. But we are going to be seeing a lot of probably 6-man dive compositions here.
I'll look forward to the dive. It's about dive. It's about no, sorry, that's not the those aren't the
Oh.
lyrics. I'll be looking forward to seeing more Winston Diva in an era of Overwatch where barriers are king. It's welcome. It's heartwarming to see those OG tanks come in. Speaking of coming in, Apollo is out. Ford F-150 is going to be stepping in on the DPS lineup for Danger Close. This invariably means that we'll see some Echo or Genji.
Oh, I mean, you have to see some Echo on here. Echo's been actually, I say that I'm looking over towards what Grav-9 is. They're kind of opting up for a Genji. I know it's early game, pre-match stuff. You always troll that crap, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Ford on Echo here. We've seen him in the past use it. It's been very impeccable for these kinds of matchups, especially with, like we were saying earlier, this high ground, high altitude matches you have on Gibraltar. So it's gonna be interesting to see what these teams want to pull up here.
Like I said, I want to see the dive. I want to see Ford F-150 on the Genji. I might not get my wish, but at the very least, I'll count on getting something close to it. I'm already missing out on the Bash and the Torbjorn, so I might as well get Ford F-150 on that Genji there. And I mentioned Echo there earlier. Saucer and Toast will be mirroring those picks, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Echo's a pretty decent response to Genji as well, so Toast might be enough to kind of ward off Ford F-150 and hinder some of that aggression.
Well, we saw with Toast and Val in the last couple of rounds with Busan, their DPS line's pretty good here. They're not too, rowdy when it comes to picks. They're not too aggressive when they need to, but they are aggressive when they actually absolutely need it in order to get this fight win. So it's going to be interesting to see Val on a more of a flanker role now as we're going to start in this first fight.
Saucer with the TP. It's going to place it down. It helps escort Danger Close onto this catwalk, but I don't think that they want to stay there. Xavier's already been anti-naded, but Valenzo is out of the fight. That's a massive pick, actually. It's time to go off of that one. We've already got Astro on the Brigitte going critically low. Has to be invested in by Kotori. Xavier drops from that high ground in the interest of just contesting Swansea on this upper level, but for now, there's a standstill.
Yeah, we did see Sasha go back a little bit to get Mercy back into the fight, and it does look like Grav-9 is starting to retreat just a little bit, give him a little bit of room so he can recontest, but Straight God kind of playing on his own here, trying to get some charge for Zar, not really getting too much value though.
It's all about thwarting some of these aggressive attacks here and drawing out the resources as well, but Straight God has to be careful. You've procced out the focus beam, but you sacrifice a lot of HP in doing so.
Right, but look at this. Zarya's pushing up just a little bit too far, trying to deal with D.Va more and more. It's just not getting too much right. Zarya's really good against D.Va, but alone with an Ana is not too much, but we do see Val get Ana pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a nice sleep dart from Peridot, though. Val will trade in the process, but hey, losing your Tracer for killing an Ana, that's a pretty worthy trade, as well as Ford F-150 ended up going 15 HP, so they've got to back up there. Xavier has to re-engage, but you're not going to do that when you see a focus beam on the ledge, going in aggressive on Squanchy, despite being at 60 HP when you dove. That's, I mentioned aggression from Danger Close, but I don't think that this is quite what I meant. Speaking of aggressive, Paradroid using the Valkyrie, able to find the revive. Kotori ends up going down. You're relying on heals from Astro and perhaps a rally if we can proc it fast enough, but Squanchy won't benefit from the likes of that. Toast as well goes down. That's all the DPS prowess out of the fight, and you got Monotron stepping on Straight God. It is as if Allure of Fantasy has been fulfilled by them, getting stomped on by the D.Va mech, and I think that you'll see Danger Close benefit from that fight with a first point cap.
I mean, that was one of the most confusing fights I've seen in a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we see Xavier go in with 60 HP, dying, but then still winning the fight there. We see you trying to make some weird anime references because apparently you have a fetish for that about. So all good for me. Not gonna judge, but I'm gonna judge. I mean, but Danger Close, I started to pull forward a little bit, even though with those weird plays, Grav-9 just doesn't have the answer yet.
You got a lot of ultimates to speak of here for the defense, though. So as long as you kind of you just gotta thwart the aggression here. Peridot's already on the run. Stray God is pretty much only diving the Ana here for Danger Close. The blade is drawn from Ford, but they're only able to get so much damage on Squanchy before trading themselves. It's a cleanup here for the rest of Grav-9.
Well, I believe Grav-9 has finally pinpoint the answer to this problem, and that's getting rid of Ana. Ana doesn't have a lot of resources to get out of a fight, especially when there's a nanoed Winston right on top of her. So Danger Close need to start realizing what they need to do. Maybe peel back a little bit, get some more, maybe not brawl, but something to really counter it. And we do see Ford going on to Cassidy to I think, complete that mission.
I really like as well. Oh, I'm watching for the grab. I thought that might have been eaten. I really like Squanchy on the Zarya, making the double bubble composition on defense Gibraltar like work really well, honestly.
And we did see that Ford almost got toast down, but they're actually going to have a duplication up.
And Xavier has to use the Primal Rage. They missed the first jump, so you got to get a second with the Primal Rage, but it was with the Nano Boost as well. Toast is going to duplicate the Diva, throw the Self-Destruct in the air. Are they going to be able to find out Paradroid with it? Yes, they are! Unfortunately, unable to use the GA to escape there. It's another fight, another stabilization here for Grav-9.
Yep, fair plays from it. Now we are seeing from Grav-9, it does seem that they're starting to find a little bit more footing here. They're able to start and put their foot in the ground. There's a quick stand around them for them to slip in. Now, Danger Close does have a little bit of an advantage, but nothing too much too vital yet. But as I do say so, we look at Saucer. His duplication is up and running in a minute, so that's going to be something to look out for in this next fight. Grav-9 need a quick end here.
To see you've got a duplicate to work with from Saucer here momentarily. Kotori ends up going down as well. Astro's the only support left, and you don't have the benefit of a rally. There is the duplicate from Saucer. It's going to look to mirror and match Valenzo's Tracer, but Valenzo's Tracer is getting a lot of value right now. Saucer is able to find that one final blow, but is looking for more opportunities to do damage. It's going to be bonked out of the duplicate form, unable to build even one pulse bomb there. A little bit unfortunate, getting chased now by Valenzo. Beautiful DM from Morn, but it's not able to prevent the jump pack kill. There's the Deadeye as well from Ford, and it does help to eliminate Stray God.
Yeah, that was very ambitious to throw a Nano Winston on a point to stall it, and it looks like it's working a little bit. They're able to get another pick on the DPS line, so now Grav-9 have a little bit of upper hand if they can just capitalize on it, but they just don't have anyone to really answer for them yet.
Astro as well is armed with a rally. We all know how difficult it is to make that push when, you know, Brig is constantly adding stacks of armor to her teammates. We'll have to see if Astro's able to get that off. Yep, there's the rally. Paradroid, the mirrored Brig, ends up out of the engagement here, but Kotori is on the wrong side of the map off the back of a Primal Rage from Xavier. Nice Primal Tech as well. Paradroid is finally able to strike back, says, I will play the video game. Finds the final blow onto Valenzo and a Bionade kill onto their counterpart. That's going to be a loss of the second objective here for Grav-9.
Right, but I have to commend Xavier on that juggle that he did on top of Ana, as we see him just completely, just still roaming through with the help of Ford and Saucer in the back, just raining in damage on him. Great plays, and we do see a little bit of a switch from Grav-9, going for a more Reinzor composition here to try and deal with that shatter, or just try and get a shatter up there and get some more kills in order to prevent this payload. They only have 2 mids to work with, nothing too vital, still very winnable, still very holdable for Grav-9.
I would look at the Rhine, you know, against the dive comp, or the dive tank, and look at that as a weakness, but you've got the Lucio to speed you around. There's a Graviton Search to lock the red team in place here as well. That's going to be Danger Close, losing quite a few resources to that ultimate, but as the fight looks to resolve, it's going to be Ford F-150 looking to bring it back with the duplicate form onto the Cole Cassidy, already 56% to that Deadeye. Can they build the rest of it? With some pot shots onto the Echo on the high ground. Toast is going to take damage and proc out the Deadeye, but a bubble from Squanchy is going to protect them in the face of that ultimate. Build another one, unable to do so. Duplicate form expires there. He's able to find some stickies onto a sleeping Toast and proc the focus beam as well. But all the picks right now are favoring Grav-9.
Well, not only all the picks, but all the time is going to Grav-9's advantage as well. That fight alone lasted a full minute, so now Danger Close doesn't have a lot of value, and it's still going on as they're almost about to get daggers here. They have to regroup just a little bit. I mean, if this fight goes for that long again, getting close to that last fight.
As an early rally there from me, I figured we'd see a longer reset time. Nice defense matrix from Mornatron, though. A nice patience to proc that ability just when you hear Cole Cassidy pull the trigger. Ultimately, it's going to be Xavier going down. No defense matrix left for them. Tori expends an immortality field and trades it for the pulse bomb. It's a lot of value from that broken ability there from Baptiste. Self-destruct lobbed into the fray as well. Is he going to find anyone out? No, it connects to a bubble and a barrier, but Stray God doesn't need the shield. They've got the shatter.
Yeah, Arno was just unable to get that sleep dot. Ryan was trying to get there in order to get that early pick, but just wasn't able to. Danger Close with a Ryan of their own. It's not going to be enough, though, as the shatter continues straight.
It's going to be off of the back of teamwork here. Toast is able to find out the barrier and Xavier themselves. So with that focus being broken, I'm sorry, fair and balanced as it is, my mistake. And Toast as well has a duplicate coming into this. It might be duplicate Rhines, but there's no Rhine on the other side to do. And there's no touch as well here for Danger Close.
Yep, great plays on Grav-9, able to stall it out, get those time down bank really well in order to make sure that they have a good hold onto the elbow for the last point here. But now we are seeing Danger Close starting to make sure they're going to have their defense just a little bit better. Hopefully they do see better when we go in this next kind of composition.
You know, this might be playing out like an episode of Comey Can't Communicate as well. For
God.
Danger Close, you have to... Sorry, that one...
I'm joking.
That was an easy one. That was an easy one to make. You have to wonder what the communication sounds like for Danger Close as well. You know, I think it's so slight, right? Now, I'm looking at this from kind of a support bias, playing quite a brig myself. I even called it out in that last fight. I was like, that rally feels a little bit early for me, right? So I feel like the timing of the engagements might be a little bit off kilter here, or perhaps it's not so much that Danger Close is, you know, uncoordinated, because they've really never looked uncoordinated, but rather just that it might be that Grav-9 has a little bit of a competitive edge over them, especially on that third point.
Right, well, I think that rally was something to like, okay, we're going to go in, and then High Noon came in. It's like, okay, we need to start backing up in our splits. It's just a little bit, wait for that High Noon to go out, and then as that High Noon was going, that rally was draining and just had no real value there. So, I mean, good counterplay from Grav-9 in order to make sure they didn't have it, but then again, Danger Close, still fine.
Teleport onto the catwalk again here for Grav-9, and it's going to be met with aggression from the defense. It's going to be now Danger Close looking to hold. Xavier isn't able to hold onto their line. They're going to go down early in this fight. Astro ends up traded, and that's a really value on both sides. So as the fight continues to go back and forth here, we're going to get a little bit of card progress here for Valenzo, and a couple of more picks here for Grav-9.
Yeah, but it does look like that these combos are still working out into a little bit of Danger Close's favor. So Cordy goes down just a little bit late in that fight, so now they're going to have to full recontest. But it does seem like Grav-9 are just trying to get as many inches as they can here with that payload.
You know, Portal, this reminds me of a Monkey Bubble Reflash casting practice VOD that you and I went over one day, playing out on Gibraltar, and just how stuttery these fights were. And you and I are just asking each other, like, okay, when do we throw? When do we pick up? And, you know, that's just the nature of Gibraltar, especially when you're playing with these dive defense compositions, is it's constantly start-stop.
Yeah, a little bit of that inside the man of caster for you there. So there you go. Congrats, Hyperion.
It's going to be a nano boost from Peridot, applied onto Xavier. Might not have been necessary, though, because there's already been picks secured for Danger Close. At the very least, that means that you don't need to expend any other ultimates into this fight. You're coming up on a couple, and one of them is the Blade, but wouldn't you have rather have the nano for the Blade?
Maybe, but you also have Xavier getting that Primal Rage almost up and running, so I think that was what they were trying to do here. Get something, just a little bit more value for this next defense that they have to do, because they don't really have a lot on there. Yes, the Blade would have been better, but I mean, I get it. I get it a little bit. It's an interesting choice.
Fort doesn't need a nano anyways, but, you know, Straight God might. They're going to engage onto the Primal Raging Xavier, who then jumps past them. Perhaps Stray Gun might get thwarted on the engagement on the supports. It's going to be Paradroid living for way too long, but that's just the nature of Brig. Toast using the duplicate form to help find that final blow. So the Blade is drawn from forward, and they're going to find Valenzo and Astro both. Self-destruct, looking to counter, looking to swing, but it's from Toast, not from Squanchy this time. They're able to find that focus being killed, but they give their lives to the cause as well.
Yeah, it looks like Ford didn't even need Nano there. He was able to get the kills just fine, but we are seeing Grav-9 starting to pull back just a little bit, as they're actually going to be able to take some more ground here with the payload.
Perhaps, you know, you mentioned earlier seeing the six-man composition emerge here on Gibraltar, and that might be what we see. Straight God ends up going down, though. No amount of mitigation from Astro or Kotori that can mitigate that. That's Squanchy's Grav-9, and then a double self-destruct kill as well. It's a 4K for Mornitron, 2 with the self-destruct, 2 with just the regular Diva kit, as well as a beautiful eat of that Grav.
I mean, what could have gone wrong? Everything went wrong for Grav-9 there. Yeah. They have nothing to really answer now with only a minute left on the clock. They're going to have to really pull all the stops here in order to find something. Danger Close only really has Nano, so they don't really have anything to answer as well. It's just going to be a matter of determination to find those picks early.
sheer force of will. But if either side can muster it, which one is it going to be? Xavier's coming up close on this Primal Rage as well, and that might be pretty dangerous. Toast as well as heard. Peridot yeets the sleep out there, says maybe this hits. Throws a Bionade, and it gets eaten by Squanchy. It's Grav-9 all engaging upon the same targets, finding final blows onto both of the supports, and then taking the fight into the server room, and then onto the objective. Xavier as well with the Primal Rage, looking to equalize. Stray God is still armed with theirs. There's the Coalescence committed into the fray as well. Finds the final blow onto Xavier and Mornatron's mech. It's the 6-man composition, finding the value. Valento isn't able to Wraith form, but Katori does find the Fade to make sure they don't fall to the pulse. A tenuous first point capture here. Took all the resources from Grav-9, but they managed to do it.
I believe that's a tremendous ult economy just read from Grav-9 to realize the only thing they had was a Nano left. That's the answer we have to do. We have to get Nano out of there before they try and counter us. And with that Nano down, they were able to get the ultimates online, get everything ready. And now look at that. Grav-9 has a huge ult advantage as we're going into this next fight. Danger close to see the fall back because there's nothing really of value here.
Okay, Astro has to drop the beat because it's either drop the beat and live or don't and die there. And you want to keep the momentum here for Grav-9. The fight is going to break out in the defensive catwalk. And right now, it's Mornatron suffering under the pressure here. Katori's looking to build up that next Coalescence, but ultimately has to wraith back to that objective and default into the lineup. Stray God with 1, perhaps 2. Yes, 2 environmental eliminations with the Primal Rage. It happens every time you and I cast Portal, and I'll never tire of it.
Oh, of course, we're never tired of it. We do see some EMPs come on both sides, but Grav-9's going to get the little bit of advantage here.
That was a beautiful break of the bubble left by Xavier. I'm sorry, yeah, left by, I think so, yeah. And they weren't just able, they weren't able to sustain even the Nano Blade. Ultimately, it's still going to be Danger close stabilizing.
Yeah, they were just able, they realized that they only had 2 people after knocking out Stray God, even though they had those 2 environmental kills. Great from him, but just not enough in order to cap the point here. 1 minute left on the clock. Danger close. Huge ult advantage as the EMP went out just a little bit early to try and solidify that point. Just wasn't able to. And so now Grav-9, they have to go full on the Reaper. Make sure Reaper can get his ultimate and get enough value out of it. Maybe with Namora as well. That might help too, but it's going to be all on Val right now.
Oh, man. Look at how many ults you're playing into as well. There's the Teleport, and the Death Blossom finds Peridot, but Astro has been singled out as well. Blade gleaming too. Ford, without the Nano, finds 2 final blows before giving their lives down to Stray God. Coalescence. Pulse Bump. Katori with the movement is able to narrowly avoid it. The D-Mech coming out. Katori is able to find that final blow onto Mornatron, and the self-destruct didn't get anything as well from Danger Close. Xavier is under hack and under a lot of pressure as well, but Stray God is going to find themselves. Oh! Saucer's also been stepped on by Squanchy! That's 2 remake kills so far this series, and now it's going to be Peridot under fire here from Squanchy, trying to stay in mech, but they're in the face of a Tesla cannon. Stray God is the one picking up those final blows as Squanchy takes most of the pressure from the team. Grav-9 is looking stronger and stronger, especially now that you've got like 1100 HP here from Stray God in the Primal Rage form, dancing and swinging people off of the point, trying to clear this objective. Astro with the Sound Barrier might find that they have to use it, but as the fight resolves, they're going to be able to hold on to that defensive ult.
Yeah, great patience from Astro to hold that beat. Man, yeah, this is props to Squanchy for able to get those, not only the remake kills, but also the kills after that in order to solidify the point. Now Danger Close going for a little bit of a switch here. We almost saw a period of debate on switching off Nano, but you've got Nano Blade, you should be using that. We haven't seen that yet at all this map, so hopefully they throw something out like that. But we do see Saucer going for Cassie, same with Val, so now it's going to be more of a hit scan duel here.
You've still got Xavier on the Winston instead of the Reinhardt. They've got the Primal Rage. They at least want to find an opportunity to use that. In the face of oppressive damage, they're going to be forced to use it. There's the EMP. It connects onto 5. There's absolutely massive potential here, and it is capitalized upon. Squanchy ignores the Primal Rage and goes in for a bomb and another remake. That's a triple here for Squanchy. Toast as well is able to help clean up, and Grav-9 is going to take the second map of the series. Looks like we're getting closer and closer to Xenon's law not being a law.
Oh, yeah, you almost caught yourself there. That was good. Almost. We're good. I believe that Stray God is going to be those environmental kills from the Prelude game, so that's great from it, of course, yes. But Danger Close, I think got a little bit too big for their britches. Notice that they had Primal Rage, so you want to use it, of course, but I feel like Ryan would have helped much more there, especially with that Sombra.
I zoned out there, Portal. I'm sorry. I was thinking to myself, so you saw Mornatron fall off the ledge there, and then you saw You saw Paradroid, I think, fall off afterwards, and I just kind of I was kind of lost in it. Like, wait, where did Mornatron get knocked off the ledge from? And that's just a fun game to play. Is it skill or RNG? And that's just something we'll never know. In competitive, we'll
I mean,
chalk
that's
it up.
Overwatch in a nutshell, isn't it? Is it skill or is it RNG? Are you a Hanzo player? Are you a Cassidy player?
Yeah,
That's pretty much
pretty much
it
it.
right now. Oh man.
That's exciting though to see Grav-9 already having taken the first two maps in this series. Danger close.
Oh,
Again, hold on. Let me pull up the season
uh,
standings. They're number two seed, and they're
man.
a little bit on the ropes here.
Yeah, sorry, I had some fun with the graphics side, but it's all good. It's interesting to see how Grav9 is able to hold their ground now as we're seeing them come up onto match point. Yeah, that is right, match point. So, I mean, again, it's in danger closest court. Figure out what you want to do. They had a little bit of a rough push for the most part. Grav9 was very close on losing on that first point, but they just didn't stop after that. So now danger close are having to reconsider. I don't know what map you would want to go for here. Grav9 seems pretty unstoppable right now. The ball's rolling in their favor.
And again, they look comfortable wherever, at least on the first two maps. Wherever we're going, they'll probably continue to look comfortable. We'll have to see where we end up seeing this potential final showdown here in the series between Grav9 and Danger Close. On the other side of a break, don't go anywhere because neither are we. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, and we're going to be diving right back into the action here shortly. Portal, it's been a pretty exciting series so far between Grav-9 and Danger Close. We'll be going to our hybrid game mode next, and I think I already know where we're going.
I mean, you have to know. Do I even need to say it? It's just
I don't.
throw in the graphic. I don't even think I even need to see it.
Oh,
You can see it
it's
there. It's
Kings
Kings Row.
Row.
Yes,
Yay!
it's
More
amazing.
Kings
The
Row, more
best map
Rush.
of the
Oh,
entire game. It's
yay, more
amazing.
Reinhardt.
As you can tell, Ethan loves it
Very
tremendously
cool.
because
We're gonna
he's
keep
so great at
metagaming.
the game and knows what he's doing.
Yeah, favorite map, right?
Great game. Perfect game. Perfect game.
Perfect game.
May, may,
Perfect.
may, may,
I
may,
you
may.
know, I will be very excited when Kings Row gets its, day version. I say
Oh
I
yeah.
will be very excited as if Overwatch 2 is coming in my lifetime. I know that my what is the word? Opposite of ancestors, my descendants will really appreciate the, I took a lot of effort for that one.
I don't
My
even know
descendants
that
will
one.
really appreciate it. Kings Row, immensely popular map. We call it Scrims
Mhm.
Row for a reason. And of course, we go there instead of some of the wonkier choices like Blizzard World or Eichenwald. Consistent as you can be on those maps are just good for various different strategies. For Kings Row, you can keep it pretty simple.
Right. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I even casted a Blizzard World match. It's been a while since we've seen something like that,
Yeah.
but we are, looking into Kings Row right now. It's an interesting kind of ballpark here. It's nothing really too crazy. You're going to be seeing May here. You have to, especially you're on defense in order to make sure Ryan is out there. But it's kind of dry here. You know where you're going to get here.
I mean, at least at this level, I think it's just the rush mirror style
Mhm.
compositions. You can actually get away with a disruption comp on this map. It's not quite as orderly, and it ends up being a little bit more flexible. But you can do it. Other than that, long gone are the days where you saw double shield, and I mean like OG, like Orisa Sigma double shield
Mhm.
run really successfully on this map. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of awareness and positioning, know-how to facilitate that comp. So, definitely both teams, like I mentioned, keeping it simple. I do like Saucer on the Doomfist, a pretty good hero for kind of breaking up that composition that wants to stay close together.
It is, but you also have to answer the question: if you're not comfortable on May as their partner, then that's
Okay.
why they picked this map. They want to party in this stupid spawn, but you have to ask yourself, why would Danger Close take a map that is so May oriented without a May? It's kind of what you kind of need here. We did see a little bit on Busan, but it just didn't work out in their favor. So it's interesting why they would go to King's Row of all places.
This how it works. You do have Hailshim in over Xavier, so Xavier is going to be taking a break at least for now. Let Hailshim come in and maybe do God's work here on the Reinhardt, but they're already taking quite a bit of damage. Wall's going to come up, and that's the signal to go in. Nice counterpin there from Straight God. I don't even know how they facilitated that, but they made it work. Astro ends up going down to Saucer, doing damage here in the midline, but not enough. It's going to be Toast picking up a couple of final blows and ending this fight here in favor of Grav-9.
Yeah, great place with Grav-9, able to get that May wall up and separate the team enough so they can get those picks. And as we do see from Grav-9 getting a little bit of staggers onto Ford, great place from there. But I do see it doesn't look like some sort of weird retreats happening from him. I'm not sure what to do. There wasn't so much room, and now Danger Close has point for free.
Yeah, you're going to use the M-Matrix in an effort to retake it, but nice eat there from Mornotron onto the damage amplified Fire Strike. Ultimately, Hailshin's going to end up going down. The Mortality Field has to come out from KOTOR, and it buys a little bit of time for them to keep Straight God sustained. Coming up on the Earth Shatter, but not necessary. Valenzo's the one closing out this fight for Grav-9. That was funny. It was like Toast, or Astro was bringing back Straight God, because they got
Yeah.
picked, and Toast will like walled off the choke and then does a double take, and they're like, guys, they're coming. They're on their way.
It's like
Guys.
the game's still going on. Help! We need some people over here, but they were gonna lose a tick because of it. So now Grav-9 has to play full point control now. They can't really retreat back into respawn without losing the point. So right now, it's all up on them.
A nice wall. It might be a nicer Deadeye here, but I
Oh.
mean, here you said full point control because they just yielded at their portal. It's gonna be a full back up into Hotel and then a surge back out. Another eat on the Grav. I'm sorry, not the Grav, but the Blizzard there from Mornotron. So consistent. You gotta love it from the off tank player here for Danger Close. But the fight is still gonna be swung here for Grav-9, then briefly for Danger Close. Drop of the beat means that there's more sustenance, but not a longer fight here. Closed out very quickly with the Amp Matrix and Valenzo.
Right, but this works out in Grav-9's favor in order to get... Whoa, I was close. I was about to get the pick there. But it does go in their favor in order to get beat out from Danger Close. And now Grav-9 has a beat of their own, and that's really going to help them in this next fight, especially because you have a self-destruct on the way. So Grav-9 just got to play their game there. Play the point, you'll be fine.
Should Paradroid have saved the sound barrier, do you think?
Oh, 100%. There's no way. Obviously, right there, they couldn't even use it there.
Interesting. Well, there's a self-destruct. Swanchy is not sparing any expenses. It does find Paradroid, so hey, sound barrier or not, you're out of the fight. Swanchy is going to be on the reverse side of a pin there from Halcyon, taking advantage of the remecking Baby Diva, but the beat drops from Astro, as well as the self-destruct here from Mornotron. It only connects to barrier, so resources are going to suffer, but I'll tell you who's suffering is Halcyon, asking, please let me play the game.
Well, I mean, I feel like you missed an opportunity there because Aku got stepped on and lived to tell the tale because of the lane. I mean, come on.
What?
Like, that's a dream come true here, especially in this kind of game. As we see Saucer gets an early pick, and so now the defense is a little bit crumbling now. Now they can get reinforcements, and Grav-9 have to really hold very tightly here as we do see Saucer switch on the May. That doesn't work out in their favor.
I think I just saw Saucer try and like freeze the wall. That was a little funny.
Yeah.
Dual Amp Matrices going up. High Noon in the back. Well placed. Immortality Field. But it's not going to save Straight God from the follow-up damage. Toast eats the Blizzard out into the fray. It does find 2 freezes, but Ford F-150 is already on the off angle, helping find final blows. There's a Deadeye as well from Valenzo. It's only going to find a mech, though, with the help of Squanchy. They're going to lose the 1v1 against Ford F-150. Saucer now in the Tracer looking to reconnect, but Akuji's already put in all the work.
Yeah, I just have to commend Ford right there because he flanked so hard that we didn't even catch it. I'm surprised we didn't see. I don't know how we got up there, but great place to move in order to get that amazing high ground and get a High Noon off. So now Danger Close has the point. They're able to hold on to his match and able to keep it up. Grav-9 is going to have a little bit of swaps here. Coach going back onto Baptiste, making sure that he can get those defense matrix, or not defense matrix, but amp matrices in order to get into the fight a little bit better. But they do have Shatter on the ready. All Danger Close really needs to do is just wait for ultimates to be online at this point.
I was, I'll be honest, a little bit nervous to see Kotori on the Moira and kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, go back to back, go back to back, because we've been seeing value out of the immortality fields that they've been deploying. Squatchy has to navigate through a wall. That's a shatter canceled. A little unfortunate there as the immortality field comes out from Akuji. It's going to buy a little bit of space that would be denied here by Halcyon's shield breaking. It's a tenuous stabilization. Wall finds his commitment. The wall, the window and the wall both end up coming up. That was, I'm surprised Saucer didn't break that immediately.
I mean, I don't think he had enough damage because he was just too worried about the picks there. Doesn't need to worry about it. Ford has been playing a great game, able to get out Shatter, flash it out, make sure he doesn't get any value out of it, able to get all the picks in order to get his ultimate back up again because he just used it, and now uses the High Noon to wipe out the point, and now Grav-9 retreat back to point. They have to hold here somehow. They only have got a minute left and not really a lot of answers here. They've got self-destruct to deal with and a Shatter from Danger Close, so right now, not looking too great.
Thinking about it as well, Halcyon was under a lot of pressure. Might be better that the wall stays up. Good that the wall came up here in response to the self-destruct, yeeted out by Mornotron. Nice shatter from Halcyon, but you got the eat of the Blizzard by Squanchy. They are out of mech now, but the damage has already been done, mostly by Valenzo finding the triple kill with the Deadeye and looking to clean it up from here.
Yep, great plays in order to get that lamp out of the hands of Grav-9, get it out of the, sorry, not from Grav-9, from Danger Close, make sure they don't have anything there. Grav-9 has a great hold, great, oh my gosh, remech. Squanchy has been on point with those remechs, I mean, that's gotta be 4 kills, 5 remech just hits in general. Great plays with Grav-9 in order to have that reconcessed, and now we're getting the last fight territory as Danger Close only has self-destruct to really answer here.
Sounds like a movie title, two kills, 2 remake. It's the next Fast and Furious. There's a Fire Strike eaten by Mornotron. It would have gotten a kill there from Straight God, but nice use of the defensive utilities there. Toast does find Ford. Akuji is gone as well. That's most of the sustain. The hammer comes down from Straight God. And, I mean, Danger Close is unable to really sustain themselves in this last fight.
Yeah, Grav-9 found the early picks way too quickly there. Moore was flanking and it really could have helped it with a defense matrix in order to just hold that fight a little bit longer, keep them up just there. But with no Ryan there, Grav-9 can just shatter and just get all the kills, and it's just an easy game for Straight God. It's Danger Close. Only gets 1 point as we go to round 2.
You know, as well, you want to look at nails on the proverbial coffin. There was Astro dropping the sound barrier in the slow motion, but they were coming up on that ultimate as
Mhm.
well. You got Akuji with the amplification matrix, but it's a long walk back from the attacker spawn. You know, when the cart is that close to the second objective there, Portal, the spawns end up kind of being equal, or I should say equidistant. I'm not a mathematician, but I do know some math words. Is
It's
that a math
some.
word?
I feel I mean, it
I
sounds
feel
like
like it's pretty
it sounds
mathematical.
like something for, like, a horseback rider, I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like equestrian is I think that's what you're
Okay.
going for, but, I mean, it could be I mean, I don't know, I'd just say equal, it's like equilateral, just make it simple, but now we do see from Grav-9 as we're going on to this attack phase, I highly doubt Toad's is gonna stick on that tor,
Yeah,
but
they're
look
trolling us.
yeah, of course, danger close. Look at him, we're seeing the Mei finally come out from Saucer. We saw a little bit from that last point, wasn't able to get too much value as Quan Chi was able to just eat every single blizzard that he was throwing out there, just completely rubbing in his face like Pac-Man. So now, Grav-9, they only have so much to do. All we have to do is just get to the second point, and they've won the whole map, whole match, everything, the whole shebang. So, danger close. We're gonna need to step it up.
I'll be honest, there was an inkling of me that wanted to see Straight God try and run out on the Orisa, just to kind of
Right.
see what happens. As a prolific, well, equestrian player myself, I like seeing Orisa work. Again, it's King's Row. You're gonna opt for the rush. Maywall comes up, Stray God is diverted from their course and kept in line there, but there's a wall separating no one, really. It's only the two teams. An early Immortality Field comes out from Kotori. That's a valuable resource, but Akuji has been eliminated on the side of Danger Close. That's Stray God's cue to push in, go super aggressive. You're gonna take a lot of damage, but hey, at least you got your BAP.
Yeah, I mean, great healers from Grav-9. He went down to 20, but that's not enough in order to kill Ryan. All you need is 1 HP to stay in the game, as we see Grav-9 pushing very aggressive to just make sure to try and get at least maybe 1, maybe even 2 stagger kills. As you see Mei just getting a little bit of peak damage, trying to get a little bit of ult. Ren's there to just block it, nothing too worried. Grav-9, great push for that first hold.
That's crazy. Grav-9 is really...
Ooh.
They're stripping a lot of agency here from
Yeah.
Danger Close. Berry breaks from Straight God. That's going to slow down Grav-9 just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough just yet. Look at Grav-9's ultimates. They've got just about everything up and running, ready to go. Danger Close, not too far behind us. They're trying to go for a very early push here.
Got the window possibly to open things up because this is a stressful position to get caught in. Nice double kill with the Deadeye. Valenzo ends up on the reverse side of a pin. The Immortality Field doesn't quite connect to that wall like they would have wanted, but that doesn't matter. Everything that you needed to accomplish has been done.
Well, yeah, Danger Close just didn't really have the answer to that high noon. They tried to wall him off, but just wasn't able to hit there. So now Saucer's thinking to himself, do I stick with this maze? Not working out too much. We're getting close to that last point. 4 minutes is nothing to scoff at. 4 minutes 40, in fact. Grav-9 has 4 ultimates. It's a 4-palooza right now. Danger Close. They gotta just hope for something. They need a good shatter. They need a good high noon in order to just stagnate Grav-9 for a little bit.
I mean, they've got resources to work with. All you need is just the right terms for engagement, and into an AM matrix isn't quite the one. You don't have to play in the mirror dimension though between those two AM matrices. No. That's gonna be a stun on the reverse side of the Helshin Shatter. It only connects to a barrier. There's a double kill from Ford at the Deadeye. It's gonna stabilize. It helps stabilize the forces of Danger Close. They're finally able to go just a little bit aggressive, but you want to stay close to that objective and not lose anyone here.
Great trigger discipline from Ford, because there is a self-destruct flying right towards his face, but just went just a little bit wide, so he's able to hold it on and get those kills for Danger Close. And so now Grav-9 retreating. They didn't lose too much there. All they used was self-destruct and window. So all they really have to do is just play that shatter to the best of their ability, and they have it here. We've seen Dracot do this before.
Watch out, Hellshot. A lot riding on them. And only Shatter, and that's 5 stunned on the ground. The self-destruct finds itself pinned into a corner by Stray God, who then procs up the barrier to block it for the rest of Grav-9. Stray God is helping deliver the win for Grav-9 here in this series and clear up the space that they need to work with. Valenzo looking for the final blows, dish it out onto Akuji, coming up so close on that amplification matrix. So finding the final blow on that support, and the rest is cleanup. Man, I wish I cleaned up as good as Grav-9. I'd be a handsome fellow, and this is a handsome series. The win going to Grav-9. 3-0 over Danger Close. I mentioned earlier, Portal, on Checkpoint that, now's the time for these teams to start turning the odds in their favor, make themselves more competitive. And we definitely got to see that today.
Right, and I have to say, I think that was the cleanest shatter I've seen in a while in this game. Of course, Ford did well on Cassidy, just wasn't enough to pull the win out for Danger Close. Grav-9 pops another win on the board. Great plays from all around, especially from the main tanks and the off-tank role for Grav-9. Brilliant combo there. Great job, Grav-9.
Yeah, really good stuff. And you mentioned this a couple of times earlier, Portal. As we're kind of going over, did this go wrong, or did this happen? And are you
I'm
you're
waiting.
doing
Come
the
on,
little
come on, come
transitions
on.
again?
It's gotta hit. There we go. Okay,
There we go.
I'll
Um,
work on it for next one.
you mentioned a couple of times where we were talking about some things that might have gone wrong for either team, and you're like, look, it wasn't necessarily Danger Close. It wasn't a big mistake on their end. It wasn't so much a miscommunication or a misplay. It's all the players of Danger Close. Honing in to that clutch potential that they're all capable of, and ultimately it just, whether it backfires or the opening is capitalized upon by Grav-9 and their aggressive main tank here tonight. Who's to say? Ultimately, Grav-9, they should be pretty content with this win.
Oh, 100%. I mean, was a great plays from both sides, but Danger Close just had a little bit too many hero elements. We saw Reaper try and throw in, trying to get some value. We see Xavier going with 60 HP and dying early. It's just those kinds of plays you just got to question yourself and realize you need to pull back a little bit, reconsider it. But we're going to pull back just for a little bit, calm down, get everything back and running as we're going to a break. We'll be back with the MVP of the match, so stay tuned.
Welcome back from the break, everyone. And the show's not quite over yet. We've got a post-match interview here with Grav-9's very own Squanchy Porto, who I think you and I are in agreement was tonight's match MVP. I don't even care about what you have to say after I say that, Portal. If you disagreed with me, and Squanchy, you got. Squan Stop it, Portal. Squanchy, you guys played really well tonight. Brought it back against Danger Close, who I feel comfortable saying they were the favored team in this particular matchup. How are you feeling after that victory?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. It was a bit rough not having quite the whole team there. But I told the team before the map, I gave them a little pep talk. That's why I asked for another minute right before the start there. Tell them that, even if we don't win, I want to see our best efforts, our best communications, and maintain a steady attitude. And I think that really showed in our play tonight.
Fantastic. I mean, we were watching how that play was going out, and I'll leave. I know even was a subtle question, so I'll ask something else to make sure we're all good. So, how much in the heads of Danger Close do you think you were? Because we saw a lot of Ethan's from you and also your other off tank player as well. So, what was going on in the comps in order to figure out what you guys needed to do in order to pull out the win tonight?
Um, I felt like our comms were in the best place they've been in a while.
Hmm.
We haven't really had a steady main tank it for a while, and uh, Straight God was actually brand new, fresh. I just met him last night in a competitive match, so
Wow.
uh,
Okay.
talk about danger close. We weren't even thinking about getting in their heads. We were just focused on doing a good job for ourselves, and if they looked at the polls and the previous match scores and underestimated us, then maybe that cost them. But we were really just focused on doing what we could to play well for ourselves.
You mentioned comms have sounded really good tonight as opposed to maybe previous matches, previous scrimmages, and as well, of course, the introduction of your main tank player this evening, Straight God. There we go. I remembered it.
Mhm.
It was definitely a helpful influence. But I feel like that can't possibly be all that is in the recipe for success that you guys found this evening. What's another factor or two that you feel like really played into the decisive win this series?
We've just been working hard for a while and working towards getting our comms down better and, working hard every week to improve. And I don't know, in terms of what we did differently tonight, it's hard to say yet. I mean, obviously we haven't done our VOD review or anything yet, so I'm sure that'll reveal some more. But I feel like we played together as a team and had some good strong comms.
Right now, you do mention your team a lot, but I'm going to ask a question that is just solely on you here, so you're going to have to bear with me right now. Out of the entire match, which one was your favorite kill and why?
Oh, so I think it was one of the later fights in the second to last round, uh, when uh, when Danger Close was attacking, and the call, of course, was to stagger the diva. But the problem was I was out of mech, and so
Mhm.
I needed to get back in mech. And I was like, I could walk away, but then I'm putting my life in danger, whatever else. And so I just remexed where I was, and of course the enemy diva walked right into it. So the whole team was like laughing their heads off a bit that happened. And luckily it didn't cost us the match or even the point, but it was still pretty funny. There was that, and then there was one other remake kill I got. Those are always fun. I'm really glad they added that mechanic. I think it gives Pilot Diva, as I call her, a bit more respect.
Yeah, Pilot Baby Diva needs demands a little bit more respect, like you mentioned, and I as well like how Diva got that changed, and everyone kind of loses their minds about it. But then Reinhardt does 200 damage on Earth Shatter, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're totally fine with this. This is a great change." A little bit of a dichotomy there. And the whole team, I'm sure, was laughing about that. Excuse me, about that remet kill. But Mornotron was definitely crying just a little bit. Feels bad. Shout out to Mornotron for being a real trooper tonight. And on that topic of shout outs, do you have anything that you need the world to know before you dip out of the booth with us here tonight, Squashy?
Yeah, well, it was looking a bit dicey getting our ringer lined up, and there were some team members even that were here that we weren't sure were going to be here, and we're just very happy that we even prayed a little bit beforehand, and we were delivered. We got not only the players we needed, but the match result we hoped for. So
All right. Well, it was an awesome game to watch. A really kind of out of nowhere victory for y'all. Congratulations on the win, as well as Squanchy for your MVP nomination for this series. You guys played really well tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys continue to improve in the future. Thanks for joining us in the booth tonight.
thank you.
Wow, that was interesting. That was a very I wouldn't say it was an expected win. I was it was going to be a close match, I thought, but man,
Yeah.
3-0. It's very impressive from Grav-9 here.
Yeah, Danger Close definitely going to have. I exited out of the standing sheet. Danger
Oh,
Close is definitely going to have quite a bit of material off of the VOD review. And honestly, we're a little ways into the second split. You can afford to drop maps and maybe a series or two here, especially if you are the number 2 seed, right? Really, I think one of the victories here for Danger Close is that they get an opportunity to say, you know what, Grav-9, they're a serious contender. I think we can expect that from all the teams that will be playing for the rest of the cup, and look at some opportunities to improve.
I mean, of
Yeah, for
course,
sure.
but yeah. Oh, you're not in the booth. Get out! No,
Get out of here,
down.
Squanchy.
Oh, you want
It's
me to
all good,
leave?
Squanchy. No, you're good. You're
No,
good,
I
Squanchy. You're
like your
good. You can
presence,
stay. You're
Squanchy. I
good.
feel warm and fuzzy when you're around.
It's all perfect fine. But all jokes aside, it does now, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, production. I believe that makes Grav-9 up now 4-2 to actually no, yeah, up, yeah, 3-2 to 3-2 now for Danger Close and Grav-9, right? Because
Careful
they
now,
were,
Portal. We're
I mean, they
we're
were
we're
2-2 now 3-1.
we're Overwatch casters, not
Yeah,
not
I can do
mathematicians
math.
or
I can
stat
count.
analysts.
Yeah, we'll
We
confirm after, but I believe it makes it a lot closer now for Grav-9 to get into that playoff situation. So hopefully we'll be able to see some of that because obviously Grav-9 has really stepped up the game today.
Yeah, Grav-9 really performed. Like I said, it's time for all of the teams to do that as well. And as well, Grav-9 increasing the standings is also partially dependent on how the remainder of the games of this week go. Our other two matches are going to be taking place this Sunday, so you guys definitely want to catch those when they go live. Make sure you followed us here at twitch.tv/Hyperion Co. so you guys can be notified when we go live with those series. Hopefully, it'll be me and Portal in the booth, God willing. But if it isn't us two this weekend, Portal, where can we find more of your? Where can we find more of you? I was
You
gonna
can
make fun of you there, but it was gonna be
Yeah,
it's gonna
it
be
would not
me.
go in your favor, trust me. But you can find me
No.
on Twitter at PortalMan5 because 1, 2, 3, 4 were taken, and you can see all my original tweets and Wordle stuff. But don't worry about that. And also on PortalMan TV on Twitch, I'm gonna be hopefully streaming some Overwatch style stuff. Maybe if I can actually get something, but I suck at the game, so who knows?
Original tweets. Yeah, if you guys
It's
want to
very
find
original
the if
tweets.
you guys want to find the original tweets, then drop me a follow over on Twitter as well at Lord Ethan, just like my little nameplate below. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the booth this evening. Hope you guys have had as much fun as we have. Stay tuned, more Overwatch to come, but a little bit later this weekend. Enjoy the break. We'll see you guys back in no time. Really, you guys have a spectacular rest of the evening.